So you've already started at Coastal and you've spent some time with Mitch getting your emails set up and connections to the printer and the server, all of those basic onboarding tasks. Now we're going to have a bit of a chat to Mitch, who's the head of our technical strategy team, around how you can maximise your experience at Coastal with our tech stack. So Mitch, one of the tools that we're going to talk about today is our suburb reports.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that.
It's a great tool for our agents to enable them to provide value to their clients. And then one of the things that we like to provide is value, not come from that ego space, but rather information space.
Yeah.
So what the suburb report is that's embedded on each agent's profile page.
Yep.
And what that means for our agents is that they have monthly information about their suburb ready to distribute to their clients.
Yep.
They're able to do this through social tools that we provide them, and our marketing team provide them, emails, and also text messages too. So each month they can update a market report and they're able to send that across to their clientele.
Fantastic. And with the suburb report, where do you source the data for that, Mitch?
We've got a partnership with Domain and Pricefinder.
Yep.
So we pull those insights from the Domain group and then also the sales from Pricefinder too. So we update, as I mentioned earlier, monthly. So our agents are able to provide fresh content to their clientele every single month.
Fantastic. And what about the Coastal results that are a part of that suburb report?
Yeah, great point as well. So one of the things we get to leverage here is the Coastal group, and then a part of the group is we got more number one agents across the coast than any other group. So what that means across those suburbs is that there's a lot of content. In terms of content, what I mean is for sale properties and for sold properties. So when your clientele is coming in, checking out what the Coastal group do, they're able to see the volume of transactions we do on those relevant suburbs.
Fantastic, because that really benefits an agent in terms of strength of the group. Absolutely. Which is how we can work together. That's fantastic. And is there a limit to how many suburb reports I can have on my profile?
No, you can have as many as you like. Obviously, we try to encourage our agents to focus in sort of like core markets, but a lot of our agents downstairs and across the network do focus on multiple suburbs, rather they're selling a sort of the type of home or lifestyle. So they do go across various suburbs as well. So there are no limits.
So Mitch, another fantastic part of our tech team here at Coastal, obviously you really love and are passionate about helping agents to scale their business. So we'd really love to get into a little bit more detail around that, because the agents are probably really ready to kind of take on that information now. Tell us a bit more about it. At
Coastal, we do value the importance of data. And so what that means, my team, and whether we've got 4 people working with us, so it's not an overnight process. It is an ongoing commitment.
Yeah.
So what we do, we obviously get the data, extract that from the agents' databases, and then use external sources to help fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
So what that might look like is we pull a whole ownership report of a certain territory, a certain suburb. We do really encourage the agents obviously nurture their existing databases. That's a really key point. A lot of agents obviously just want more and more and more. Yeah. But obviously there's a certain sort of a number, certain sort of total that you can really nurture and scale and provide those actually really deep and meaningful relationships.
Right.
But in terms of the scaling side, what we do, we utilize platforms such as IDES4Me, help you fill in the gaps. And then we look at strategies, whether it's like settlement gives, leveraging other sales and help you promote yourself in that key market of yours. But then essentially all those other tools and resources that we touched on before, giving you valuable value add touch points so you're able to have those deep and meaningful conversations with those clientele.
Awesome. So Mitch, if I'm an agent that's joining the business and I've got 5,000 pieces of data, I think that I'm doing a really great job. I'm already nurturing my clients. What would you suggest for someone like me who's already got data in terms of what you're talking about there?
Yeah. So we treat every single agent or every single business user on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
So there is no like one-size-fit-all model.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their different systems and processes. So after our initial conversation and working with you closely up to a month, and it's an ongoing situation, we have a really good understanding about your workflows, your goals, and your systems and structures. So we kind of fit in nicely. Obviously, one of the unique propositions we have at Coastal, we've got access to some of the best minds, coaches, and partners in the industry.
Yeah.
So I think we do have a pretty good understanding of what like best in class looks like.
Yeah.
So we do have access to implement those strategies within your business. But essentially, what we do, work with you, and then try and fill in the slots that's required.
Fantastic.
If you want to scale that certain element of your business, whether it's getting more data or using the suburb reports or market updates to improve those relationships, we can provide you those tools and resources to do so.
So Mitch, a couple of years ago when you started, we obviously really wanted to understand how can we leverage the Coastal Group. We have a very specific, clear process around how our database is structured. It's closed.
Yeah.
Each agent has ownership over their own data. So in other agencies on the coast, they share that data. There's a lot of in-house competition. We really believe genuinely that each agent has their own relationship with their clients in their database. But what the challenge that was put to you and your team is like, how do we maximize that as a group? Like, how do we create extra experiences and value for the agents and the clients within the Coastal team? And obviously then your brainchild was Coastal Convert. And so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the Coastal Convert is designed to leverage the touch points we have on a week-to-week basis. So each week we may meet about 1,000 people at all of our open homes from, Coomera to Palm Beach, and we get about 2,500 email inquiries. So in terms of some of the partners that we work with, we understand that a lot of the people that are coming to open homes are potential sellers. So when we spoke, we went and had a sort of like a think lab about how we can leverage all the data that we get. So essentially we formulated Coastal Convert, which will help us identify homeowners, and then we sort of give that to the agents based off the relevant sort of database and who they have existing relationships with. And we're a strong believer here at Coastal that even though that one person is in multiple people's database, it's a relationship industry. The consumer is going to want to deal with a person who they've got the strongest relationship with. They may have multiple relationships within Coastal, but they also got relationship with other coastal agents on the coast as well. So it's just making sure that our agents have got the best opportunity to talk to the right person.
And so for agents to access Coastal Convert, what do they need to do? Like, how's their data connected to that open home data, and how are they notified about it, Mitch?
So Coastal Convert, if an agent has identified that individual, that potential buyer as a homeowner, what we do, we serve them weekly emails to let them know that that homeowner is going around to look potentially buy. And as obviously we know, there's a lot of people across the coast, they need to sell before they buy. So it's a good trigger to let you know this person is in a property mode. So if our agent's going to make X amount of calls per day, we just want to make sure they're making the best calls they can each day.
So guys, it was so great to spend some time with Mitch today and to hear a little bit more about the extra things that you can access here at Coastal. And just reach out to Mitch. Obviously he's contactable, and I'm sure he's always happy to come and have a coffee with you.
Looking forward to having a coffee with you shortly.